Evening, I'm going to call the Select Board meeting for Monday, December 18th, 2023 to order, and advise you that as required by open meeting law, you are hereby informed that the town will be video and audio taping as well as live broadcasting this public meeting. In addition, anyone in the audience who plans to video or audio tape this meeting must notify the chairman prior to the start of the meeting. Hearing no one, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comments and announcements. Our next Select Board meeting will be Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. And is there anybody else for public comment and announcements?
Good evening, Cindy Williams, Executive Director of the Harwich Chamber. I just wanted to let everyone know we wrapped up our 6th annual Festival of Trees fundraiser for the Family Pantry yesterday, and happy to report we are donating $7,835 to the Family Pantry.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you, Cindy. Anybody else for public comment and announcement? Did you, Joe?
I did on behalf of our excuse me, our Youth and Family Services Director, Ashley Symington. She was unable to join us this evening, but she has 3 announcements. The first is that there is a collaborative effort with the Youth and Family Services Department in Brooks Free Library. They're rolling out a yarn crafting group for high school teens. That will be Mondays from 4 to 5 at Brooks Free Library in the meeting space. The program will run from January 8th through February 12th. It's free and open to all skill levels. Teams are welcome to come and enjoy some creative time, opportunities for quiet crafting, or engaging in some yarn-themed conversations or any other topics will be available. Separately, the next Parent Workshop Series chat will be on Thursday, January 18th, from 6 to 7 p.m. in the library at 204 Sisson Road. And she will be giving a talk at the community center on understanding anxiety. That'll be on Thursday, January 25th from 6 to 7 p.m. All of these events are open to the public. They're free, and they're also going to be on our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Anybody else for public comment and announcement?
Yes, good evening, Patrick Otten. Just want to follow up with the email that I sent you so that the public knows what's going on. So I'm just going to simply read that email. It's titled, Withdraw the Withdraw. Yes, it's a tangled. The Harwich Select Board could have called a special election for January to fill the vacant seat, but they did not. Instead, a citizen's petition was submitted calling for a special election as soon as practical, signed by 242 Harwich registered voters. Caught with the sympathy for the town clerk's plight, I did wish to lessen the burden, but I have no intention nor interest in solving the problem for the Select Board. It is absolutely the Select Board's responsibility to call for a special election to fill the vacant seat. I hereby withdraw the notion to withdraw the special election. The town clerk identified April 9th as a possible date. Another possible date would either be the day before or after the presidential primary on March 5th. Setting up polling only once is cost effective. Note on costs. The town budget is $72 million. Election cost is about $20,000. Or in graspable terms, if you have $72, the election costs about 2 cents. I urge the Select Board to act responsibly, to represent the residents of Harwich, and to set a date for the special election to fill the vacant seat. It is desperately needed. So with that, I also want to inform you that Secretary Galvin's office has been notified of what's been going on, the elections division. And of course, one solution is to get an injunction to force the Select Board the statutory obligation to hold an election.
Oh, Patrick, I'm just going to interrupt you right there. It's under old business on our agenda, and we'll be discussing it and making a decision. So
Yeah,
there's no need to.
Oftentimes, do you allow public discussion under old business?
No, and that's fine
No.
if you want to continue. I'm just letting you know that versus having you go on to make sure that you understand it's under item B of old
Yeah,
business.
that's why I'm here today. So that's why I'm making public comments now, because I won't be able to speak when you're discussing it. Okay? Great. That's what I have to say today. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment and announcement?
Good evening. Elaine Dickinson. I've emailed each member of the board also in favor of approving a special election. The town deserves it. Now, tonight, there's only 3 of you. It's like scary being a person in this town. So please.
Thank you, Elaine. Anybody else for public comment and announcement?
I forgot to mention, Brianna did a wonderful job at her first housing forum the other night, and I just wanted to recognize her. I know she's not here. Hopefully she is watching, but I did go to support her, and she had 20 people that showed up to have listened to the ADU program. So the little tables that she had for all the resources, she did a great job. So I just wanted to recognize her, and I forgot to do it earlier.
Thank you very much, Cindy. So I'm going to go on to the consent agenda, hearing nobody else for public comment.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're going to, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we vote to appoint Brianna Powell as the Harwich member representative to the Barnstable County Home, HOME Consortium Advisory Council for the 3-year term starting January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And we're going to hold the Select Board meeting minutes for December 4th, 2023. Some revisions are needed. Jeff, do you want to?
Sure. I move that we approve an alteration of
You got to
Sorry.
read the public
It's a
hearing
public hearing.
notice
Oh,
first.
okay.
Yeah. Here, I have it.
Have it up?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Legal notice, Town of Harwich, application for alteration of premises for liquor license. Notice is hereby given under Chapter 138 of the General Laws as amended that the application has been made to this board for an alteration of premises for the annual on-premise all-alcohol liquor license now held by Blue Stripe LLC DBA Cape Seagull, Jennifer R. Ramler, manager 31 C Street, Harwichport. Applicant is seeking to alter premises to include outdoor seating. Site plans can be found at the Select Board office at Harwich Town Hall. The Select Board will hold a hearing on the application on Monday, December 18th, 2023, at 6 p.m. in the Don B. Griffin Room at Town Hall, 732 Main Street, Harwich, at which time all interested parties will be heard. Remote access is also available. Please see posted agenda for dial-in information.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay. So before I go to whether or not we need a motion, does anyone have any questions or comments?
The public.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm asking board members as well.
I don't.
Okay. Anybody in the public have any questions or comments that they would like to make? It's a public hearing. Okay?
Madam
Hearing.
Chair, I move to close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to make a motion?
I do. I move that we approve an alteration of premise application for Blue Stripe LLC, DBA Cape Seagull, 31 C Street, manager Jennifer R. Realmer.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. New business? Discussion to select a date for the all-day budget meeting, which is normally March.
Correct. If I could, Madam Chair, good evening to you and the members. I apologize for not saying that earlier. And for everyone here and everyone watching. So yes, typically the round robin or the all-day budget discussion, which is held jointly between the Select Board and the Finance Committee, you have typically done that the first Saturday in March, which for 2024 puts you at March 2nd. However, there is no requirement to have it, although it is strongly recommended, and I would encourage us to continue that. There's also no structure on when you must have it or the time frame.
Right.
So it's truly up to the board.
So hearing March 2nd, 2024, does that present an issue for anybody? Don?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It doesn't present an issue for me personally, but it's only been in recent years that it's been in March. It used to be mid-February, and the rationale was that the FinCom and the Board of Selectmen were to hear departments pitching whether they would be eligible for an enhancement in the budget. The later it goes, the harder it is to do that. So
I think-
I'll agree with it, but it's getting kind of late beyond that.
I think last year we were like 3-6 or something, weren't we, Joe? It was like a week later, I think, last year, just because of the way the calendar.
My recollection, so this will be my 5th, I think. 2020 was March 7th. So I think it was always either that first or second Saturday
Yeah.
of the month. Just the time that I've been here. I couldn't speak to what it was before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the March 2nd date. I find February is a little difficult because it's a shortened month for me anyways, and some other stuff going on, but do you have any issue with that date?
No.
Okay, so you don't need a motion, do you?
No, I can certainly reach out to Finance Committee if you want
Yeah.
and let them know that that's the date you're looking at. Typically, we start at 9 AM here in the Griffin Room, but that's okay.
Right, and we'll just confirm that Michael's available as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Discussion to reassign former member Mary Anderson's liaison positions. And I didn't get to connect with you guys prior to discuss if there was any particular ones that were of interest to anybody, but if you want to share that. I'm just getting to the list. The application's pretty long. Is there any feedback, Don?
I'd
Jeff?
be happy to do cultural council and youth services.
Cultural council, okay. Let's get down, God. Anything you have a preference?
I would, I'd be interested in either capital outlay or youth services.
Okay, so Jeff, capital outlay and youth services, Dawn, cultural,
I think Michael should get the ambulance. if you would-
that goes to
No,
the chair.
actually, I was going to say, it's normally
Oh,
the
is
chair.
that the
The
chair?
yeah, so I'll take that one.
Is there a fee waiver one that, if anybody?
That's the,
Yeah,
that's,
that's
that's,
exactly the fee
that's
waiver,
what
yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah. And my computer is going very slowly tonight, I don't know, having trouble getting to the list. But in any case, I think we've covered the bulk of them, right, Mary's?
Voter
Oh,
information.
voter information.
Voter information.
Okay, so cultural council, and are you gonna do voter information?
I'll do that. He can do cultural council.
No, I've already got two.
No, he's got two. Cultural council you can do.
I'll forget Michael.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cultural, oh, we'll give
Oh,
Michael.
you want to do services. So,
I can
yeah.
either do youth services or capital outlay, or both, I guess, if that would be the pleasure.
What did you say? Cultural council? I didn't hear your second one.
And youth services.
Okay, so,
Okay, I'll do capital outlay.
okay. You do capital outlay, and then Michael can do the other one.
Great.
Okay, so that's voter information. Okay, so any kind of motion needed on that, Joe?
No, that's usually a
Just
board matter.
reassignment,
It's what
right?
the board concurs with.
Okay,
If you just do an updated list, so we know.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do a new,
do an
right,
update.
a revised list, and I'll just add that to my notes. So a revised list of liaisons. Okay. What are we on,
C.
yeah.
I move that we approve a 2024 Class 4 auto repair license renewal for Wayne's Auto Service, 643 Main Street.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. I move that we approve the following 2024 annual common viculars license renewals. Shogun Inc., DBA Knoll House, 21 Route 28, and Harwich Port House of Pizza Incorporated, 330 Route 28.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. I move that we approve a temporary closure of Round Cove Beverage Resort LLC, DBA Waquasit Inn and Golf Resort, from January 2, 2024 through February 8, 2024.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. And a discussion.
On the 2024 dog license fees. I don't have anything on to.
No.
You have anything? Okay, so we can just go ahead and make a motion to approve them.
I move that we approve the 2024 dog license fees as presented in the packet.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Under old business, the discussion on fees related to all recreation programs charged to, for profit versus nonprofit entities. I'm gonna hand that to you, Joe, for more discussion on that.
As I understand it, excuse me, Madam Chair, that this was a follow-up on the board's discussion with the Rec and Youth Commission from last week. And so the material in your packet has not yet been reviewed by me with staff. So unless you had questions, I would either recommend that you hold off on it until we meet.
Yeah, okay.
And then I can give you a full cover memo on that.
Yeah, that would be good, because I was looking at that, and I know Eric sent over an email just indicating that there weren't two tiers at that
Yep.
point, so. And, I'll just share Michael's thoughts, too, that he had emailed me, just in the sense of having a certain amount, obviously, go to 204 and rec, so almost like a third, something like that. So we can talk about that further. But I think that's a better idea, is if you can put together a memo, and we can talk about it at greater length. Is everybody else good with that?
Good with that?
Do you have any other comments?
Yeah, I'm good with it, Madam Chair, except that I don't want to relitigate this again. I thought we had this discussion when Eric came in, and we had the discussion about what we accepted at town meeting. I get that he's saying that they don't have a fee structure that has both tiers, but it's going back again to Recreation Department jurisdiction, and really, the ultimate jurisdiction for the fees is here.
For the 204, right. Which is what I think we need.
For pretty much everything, except for revolving funds, was the
Yeah,
only thing that we
well-
left hanging.
We did really leave it hanging, and I think we probably do need to have further discussion on that, but I also think it goes back to how many things do we want coming back to the board, back to setting fees, to John Mahan's point, but we can have another discussion on that if for any reason needed. And maybe we can tie it into this discussion when we have our memo. So we'll go on to our last item, which is under old business, and I just want to make it clear that Emily Mitchell is online if we should need her, so just to share that with you. This is the discussion and possible vote to call a special town election to fill the current select board vacancy, term to expire May 21st, 2024. And that was on the revised agenda. Does anyone want to have a discussion on this? I don't mind starting it unless.
Oh, go ahead.
So I think that we should move forward with an April 9th election. I think it makes the most sense. We've had this discussion month after month, and we've always talked about an April date. And April 9th is the earliest date. And so at this point, pushing it out to the day before the previous election, I think represents the same issues that we would have in terms of logistics, and even that confusion about people coming to that election and then maybe not going to the other election. I just think it causes confusion. So I would propose to move forward with an April 9th date. Michael McCaskill shared with me, he was in favor of that as well. So let me ask you how you both feel on that. Dawn?
Well, the ship has sailed on pretty much anything else, and I prefer to have an election as opposed to not have an election. So if that's the earliest we could do it, yeah.
May I make a motion? I move that Town of Harwich hold a special election to fill the 5th seat for the Select Board on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 We are. And let's now go on to Town Administrator's report.
If I may, with our clerk, was there,
Oh, she was on, yeah, go ahead.
did you establish the hours, or did you have, and is that necessary, Madam Clerk, if you can hear us?
It's not.
Hi, good evening, Emily Mitchell, Town Clerk. How are you?
Good, Emily, thanks for attending. I know you're not feeling great.
That's okay, I'm happy to be here. Tonight, to set the date is perfectly sufficient. There is a notice template in your signature file. So if you wouldn't mind, before you leave this evening, just filling in that April 9th date and signing your names that would be great. That's required to be filed with my office to make your action tonight official. Other than that, I know we have discussed potentially shortening hours, opting out of vote by mail, again, depending on what we see for interest in candidates. And I think that's something that we can decide in a few weeks after we've released nomination papers and we've seen if folks return them or how many folks return them. But we don't need to decide either of those things this evening. So we have a few weeks on those conversations.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, Don.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Emily, just so everybody is operating off the same page here, when would you expect the nomination papers to become available?
I would expect to release them probably, I was going to say on Monday, but that is the Christmas holiday. So probably as of Tuesday, the 26th of December, we will have those available for this special election. And I will make announcements on nomination papers for the annual in a couple weeks as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Anything else? Jeff?
Thank you.
Did you have any?
Nothing.
Okay, so we've indicated on the form, Emily, the April 9th date, and we've signed it, so you'll have that. Okay, Town Administrator's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 3 items, very quickly. I'm pleased to announce the hiring of Joshua Stone. Joshua is going to be joining us as a wiring inspector. These are part-time positions that connect with our building department, and this is to satisfy a pending retirement of our existing wire inspector. So we're grateful for Josh and his appointment. He is scheduled to begin, of course, I can't find it when I need it. That will be January 2nd, I believe. And then secondly, the Conservation Commission has received information from Eversource Energy. So we just wanted to put out that they're talking about doing vegetation management along utility sections, and it looks like, based on the map, that they'll be coming in from the town of Dennis and North Harwich and going along a route in that area. But this is something that Conservation is aware of, and wanted to just put out there that we're expecting that work to take place.
Great.
And then last but not least is to wish everybody happy holidays and certainly best wishes for a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year.
Thank you, Joe. Don?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dig a little bit deeper than Joe, but for our Jewish friends out there, I hope that they had a joyous Hanukkah. And for our Christian friends, I wish you the warmest Christmas time. And since we are not going to be back until after the first of the year, from everyone out here on the board, Happy New Year and a joyous New Year.
Thank you, Don. Jeff?
Exactly what Don said.
And I will echo your comments as
Thank
well,
you.
so.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
John, what are you hitting?